Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Before I start the video, I do want to say please like, subscribe, and comment if you want to join the Patreon and all the ways that I, teach my strategies and how to, create these channels, everything. You can join at patreon.com/, but I'm not a trader. Um, to start off right now, we did drop heavily yesterday, and I basically told you guys if we do sell off, it's going to be this week, right? And essentially what's going on right now is you have bounced off this channel level before, right? So the last time we actually bounced off here was right here, right? And we do have a lot of previous support around this channel, right? See, same thing there before a push to the upside. And this whole channel, right? This whole trend channel has been pretty strong on the support side, right? And then the second support, the port channel would be the one right on the bottom, right? So big, huge bounce here at 470 something. Big bounce here on the 460, like 465, 460, 470 level, right? And now we have our third touch here on this trend, which we just bounced off with this huge wick, right? Personally, I think that as of right now, we're still on a 4-hour bull trigger, so we could definitely keep pushing a lot towards the upside. It looks like we're going to be closing above trend, so we have a lot of strength here. The only reason that I would say this would be a good short is because the chances of us selling off from here are pretty high at open, just because we had such a huge drop yesterday, right? So as of right now, we really only have like two directions, right? The first direction is we close the 4-hour a little bit higher, right? Ideally, this is pretty good. I like for the close to be maybe closer to like 4979 on the SPX for it to be a little bit more bullish. But you really only have two directions, right? You're either going to come back up here to major channel, or you're going to drop back down to 495. And if you drop back down to 495, chances are you're going even lower to 493. And especially with yesterday's close, right? We closed a very, very, very bearish candle yesterday. And usually what happens with CPI is it kind of dictates the bias moving forward. So I would not be surprised if this is just a really nice retrace before another drop, right? So I'm a little bit more towards a bias side, longer term, maybe a week, 2 weeks out, as opposed to being extremely bullish, right? So as of right now, the only thing that's telling me to short would be the channel here, right? The top of channel, right? Because we're essentially up here, top of channel. And we are on a liquid level on the 15-minute, right? So I think we were on the 15. Yeah, not so much anymore, right? Like I would have loved taking the short right here, because we do have previous liquid right there, right? And again, you came down, retested, and again, I would only short this if you close that 15-minute bear here. And again, that's a strategy that I go a little bit more in depth on in the Patreon. So this is not valid, right? Because we're looking for specific closes and things like that. So you are closing, a nice solid, bull candle towards the hour. So I would definitely look at longing this towards the upside right now, right? Like this definitely looks like a really solid long towards the upside with very, very minimal risk, right? So again, you'd probably do something like this where you risk this would be what considered on the SPX, maybe you're risking from 497 to 4973. So you're really only risking if you're like converting this to the SPY from 4977 to 4973, you're really only risking about a 40-cent drop, right? And I think right now, if you stay consistently strong on the SPX and you consistently close candles above here, I think this is an easy run and continue. Easy run and continuation towards this next mid channel, right? Very easy long here, very, very easy long. And again, the only way that I would take a short at this channel level, right, is if you actually close a 15-minute bear trigger. Again, with my custom indicators, if you close anything on the bottom of this liquid, right, a little red bubble right here, right, a little red bubble. If you close anything under this green line with that liquid, then I think this is going to be an easy short back all the way down to 495. And again, if you don't break this channel, then you're more than likely going to 493. So as of right now, it does look like you're going to keep pushing towards the upside. But look, see, that 15-minute is already coming down, right? So I'd be more I'd be more in line with waiting for this to close under this liquid level, right? And short this, right? So I'd definitely be more interested in shorting this than longing this right now, just because I want to see how this closes, right? So I wouldn't take the long yet. I want to wait and see what happens, because I'm definitely thinking that there's going to be a lot more resistance here on this channel trend as opposed to moving pushing up, right? But everything is viable right now. You can definitely take, taking a long here, especially with this 30-minute wick. It's still a very, very, and you're more than likely going to VC here, right? And again, this looks like you're going to VC because look, all you've been doing is just, see, you're on a bear cycle and you've actually been trading towards the upside. So, I mean, this would be a very, very viable long right now. Like if you were to tell me, oh, I'm going to take this long all the way up to 500, I'd be like, dude, that's great. I would not be against it, right? And you're looking at a what? 7-to-1 RR. This looks like, I mean, you're risking very little right here, right? You would essentially, I mean, at most, you would set your stops right here, right? Which you're still getting a, like almost a 3-to-1 RR. I would probably set my stops here, a little bit under that wick, right? Just to take this all the way up. But again, I think I'm a little bit more biased towards the sell side, just because we had such a huge drop yesterday. And I think right now, right, you're looking at this recovery, right, as just like a not exactly a permanent recovery, but just kind of like a temporary recovery where you're kind of just coming back up a little bit and then you just sell off again. So I think we are going to sell off again just because we're in such bearish territory. But again, I would not take the short unless we end up with like a something like a close under this liquid, right? Again, I would not take the short. Everything right now looks like a long towards back to like 500-ish, right? So everything looks like a long, but again, in the next 10 minutes that can change, because if this candle comes down here, if this candle closes under this green line, this looks like it's going to be a very easy short all the way back down to like 495. And if we come back down here, chances are you'll keep dropping towards 493. So as of right now, I'm really looking more towards the short side for this to come down a little bit lower to 493. But again, if you start closing some consistent, like nice 4-hour candles above here, right? If you start closing a little bit higher, like around 497, 498, and you keep holding this level, chances are you're probably going all the way to 500 before selling up, before kind of rejecting again. But as of right now, this can go either way. You either push up to 500 or you drop lower to 495. And if you touch 495, there's like a 90% chance that you keep selling to 493. So I'm a little bit more biased towards the sell side right now. Although everything right now does look a little bit more bullish. I think after yesterday's news, after CPI and everything, I think for the next week or two, the sentiment is definitely more towards the bear side, right? So we'll see what happens today. Right now it can go both ways, but as of right now, it's just about like if I were to make a decision right now, I'd long this towards the upside with stops, or if we start closing under this liquid, I'd short this all the way down to 493. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.